Oh.
December 17th, you're going home. Please like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell, please.
Good Filipino afternoon, everybody.
So I have Ken back today, and then we're gonna talk a little bit, and this is perhaps the last video that we'll be making of Ken while in the Philippines, because Ken, you're going home on the 17th.
Oh.
December 17th, you're going home.
Hey.
Yeah, I just spoke with the embassy today, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
And then he said you're ready to go home, but you have to fly on a weekend. But regardless of what it is, you have to arrive on a weekday, because that way they can receive you. You know, it cannot be on the weekend or a holiday. What's wrong?
Something's flying in my face.
Flies.
So let me see if I understand it. I'm flying. When am I flying? The weekend?
December 17th, which is a Sunday, I believe.
Okay.
And then you will arrive in Heathrow on Monday. We haven't booked the flight yet.
Because it'll be overnight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't booked the flight yet, but Emmanuel have already sent me the link to book the flight. And then once we book the flight and navigate through everything, once it gets to the payment link, then we will actually we'll move this back into, you're being bothered by the fly. I can see that. So let's move this back inside, okay? Let's go back inside. I'm going to turn off the camera and we'll go back. Okay, so we had to move the recording inside because there's too many flies out there and it's bothering Ken. I didn't want him to wiggle around the entire time. But yeah, so picking up what we were saying, Ken, Emmanuel from the UK Embassy contacted me today and sent me a link to book your flight back to the UK. He said, you know, like so what that link is, you know, I have to open up that link and I book the flight and go through the motion with all your documentations and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then once it gets to the payment section, then I designate it as being paid by a third party and send it back to Emmanuel, and then the UK Embassy will pick up that tab against your passport. And this is very different from what we originally planned, because originally when I first met you, we had no plans. Again, you know, I can't be more clear that, you know, I'm a 45-year-old man. I have zero knowledge of the Social Security system, and I have zero knowledge of the UK because I have never been to the UK, never had plans to go to anywhere in within the UK. So we were just dibbling and dabbling on different things, and I was just dealing with whatever situation was thrown my way. And then even when I was talking to Paul, Old Dog New Tricks, you know, down in Dumaguete, that helped you with with the information, he even offered to me, you know, if there was a need, you know, like he would be more than happy to do a video with me on his channel, which is a much bigger channel than my channel, to raise money for your immigration penalties. I was very reluctant to do that because we didn't know what was going on, especially me. I didn't know what was going on. So in lieu of that, you know, it's just I decided to talk to JRC Immigration, which is a private immigration company. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then they took you to the doctor and stuff like that, and they extended the pro bono. I'm just doing a summary of everything that transpired here. And then I didn't even know that JRC offered the type of service, but not let alone that, you know, like they offer a pro bono service to you.
What's a pro bono service?
Free service, free of professional services.
Oh.
But in the process, they were saying that, you know, like they will file the emergency evacuation on your behalf, but they were estimating, not factual, not matter of fact, but they were estimating that your overstay penalties would equate to 25,000 pesos per year for every year that you have overstayed, plus an additional 25,000 administration fee. So those were the monies that we were facing, but I wasn't sure. So, you know, like I never, you know, like I never took up Paul O'Dog New Trick and Dumagetti's offer to be on his channel to do a fundraising, because once again, I don't like asking, and I don't like to, you know, like even when I first met you, Ken, you know, it's just like I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that your video was gonna be that viral. But because I walked past you and we shook up the conversation, you know, I saw with my own eyes that you are a human being, that you were in need. You were in a little bit of a bad situation. Yeah. And then since after we met, you know, I turned on the camera and you were a guest on my channel a few times. Let me ask you, whenever I turn on the camera to have these kind of conversation with you, does it ever bother you?
No, no. In which way?
In any way, any negative way. Do you feel like, you know, I'm like perhaps like exploiting you, or I'm taking advantage of you? Anything negative?
I don't think so. I don't. All you've ever done is treat me very kindly and taking good care of me. No.
So you never, I mean, like every time before you're on camera though, like do I ask you for permission before I turn on the camera?
Yeah.
And every time do you consent to being on camera?
But if I didn't, I wouldn't answer you.
No, I mean, this came about because today something very concerning, you know, like came across my plate. But, you know, like I just wanted to make sure that, you know, we're on camera right here, and I asked you these appropriate questions.
Okay.
And the matter of fact is, you know, when we started this ordeal, again, I know nothing of the UK and I know nothing of the Social Security system. And I was just, you know, like in the process of helping you, you know, like, you know, I had to learn these things. And then, you know, like everything was new to me, you know. Every time they throw me an obstacle, you know, like I try to figure out a way to overcome these obstacles. Remember in the very beginning when you tried to offer me your personal information, I was very, I had to decline, you know, because I did not want the fiduciary responsibility. But after finding out that, you know, after talking to JRC, then I found out that it may perhaps take 3 to 4 months to, you know, get the process through and for you to go home. Then I felt that, you know, that was a situation that I had to deal with, and no matter how reluctant I was, you know, I went around to getting your information and helping you with the Social Security, you know, like filing to resolve that situation. So even though I didn't want to do it, you know, it was.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so, you know, like I just wanted to clarify that. And then now that, you know, like the UK, we learned the fact that, you know, like the UK is going to pick up your tab for your flight, and also picking up your tab for your visa overstay against your passport. Okay, so if you
the UK is going to pay for the flight and my the cost of my visa overstay.
Correct. That's why we had to send in your passport last week. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to send in your passport to the UK embassy in Manila, and then Emmanuel, he called me today to confirm receipt of your passport, and then yeah, they are going to pay for your visa overstay, and that's the reason why we have to send in your passport, because they are confiscating your passport. If you want your passport back, then you just pay back the UK embassy the amount that you owe them. Okay? And if you want to come back to the Philippines, then you just have to pay, I don't know what the amount is, but you just have to pay the money, the amount owed. But from a few subscribers that have indicated to me, they told me that it's 50,000 penalty. That's it. You don't have to pay for the current overstay dues. So I don't know if that's a fact.
I'm confused.
Go ahead. What are you confused about?
With, I have to pay. I misunderstood probably. Yeah, 1 minute. I think I understood that I will.
It's okay. Tell me what you misunderstood and I'll explain to you.
How much I have to pay back in penalties and for my flight and everything. I have to pay the flight cost to the the UK embassy. Yeah?
Okay. If you ever want your passport back, you catch that so far?
Yes.
If you ever want your passport back, then you just have to pay the UK embassy whatever amount that they spent on you in getting you home, including the flight. You got that so far?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't want your passport back, if you have no desire to travel anywhere, then you're not obligated to pay anything. That is what was explained to me, and that's how I understood it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any questions in regards to that?
Yeah. If I want the passport back, I gotta pay the money.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get an exact amount from them. They also, they said because everything is dependent on the cost of the flight and, other factors like admin fees and, stuff like that. But it was speculated that it's going to be under $3,000.
How much?
Estimated, okay? Not for a fact. It's not factual. It's estimated to be under $3,000 US dollars.
For what? Oh, 3,000. Okay.
If you want you know what? I think this is causing a lot of confusion, and I think it's going to drive the viewers crazy. All right, folks. I had to turn the, there was a lot of information that I was feeding Ken on this video, and I felt that he was registering or trying to register a lot of information, especially with the mathematics aspect, which I don't even know. Again, it's just like I'm just going with the flow and just giving a rebuttal to whatever the situation is coming at me. None of these are planned, and I, from the very beginning, I don't know what the process is. It's just so I don't know how to explain a man. I don't know how to explain to an elderly man something that I don't have a straight answer to as well. I am just interpreting whatever that was fed to me by the embassy. So I just thought instead of having a 3-hour conversation of redundancy, I just thought I'd finish up this video by myself and explain to Ken, like behind the scene. So the bottom line is, as we stand right now, is the UK embassy that is going to pick up the tab for Ken as far as his flight is concerned. So I am even restricted from upgrading him to a business, or even exploring the potential of upgrading him to business class. So as far as booking the flight for Ken is concerned, it's absolutely 100% in the hands of the UK embassy. But they do have a precise date that they need Ken to arrive in the UK, so they are going to choose that date, which as we stand right now, he's flying out on the 17th out of Cebu Airport. And There's a reason for that, because the UK embassy needs to work with, you know, like a charity, which I still need to confirm what charity and get all their information to receive Ken on the other end. Meanwhile, I have ordered online on Lazada winter clothing, including thermal underwear, 2 pairs of winter pants. I think it's fleece lining or something like that, and let's see here, like a windproof coat and a thick winter jacket with, you know, like hoodies and stuff like that. Also, I have a few hoodies that I brought from the United States. It might be a little bit too big on him, but you know, after, you know, a few layers, those might perhaps fit. So, you know, we're gonna try it on when the clothes arrive. So as we stand right now, you know, like as far as Ken's airfare is concerned, the UK will pick up that tab against his passport. So which leads me to a very good point. You know, I understand that from the very beginning, I did not know what the situation was, and there's a few viewers that have made donations or contributions towards Ken's airfare. Neither was I aware that I was going to rent a car and stuff like that to chauffeur Ken around to chase down the bank, and, you know, like amongst other things, the fingerprinting and amongst other things. So if you feel like you want a refund, and if you feel like your contribution to Ken's airfare was strictly for Ken's airfare, and now that the UK is picking up the tab, and again, this is new information to me, feel free to reach out to me with a private message, and all my contact information, my email address, my personal cell phone number, which is United States based. You can shoot me a regular text if you're in the United States, or you can use the same number to you can use the same number from WhatsApp or Messenger. My US number is registered to WhatsApp and Messenger. So if you type in that number in Messenger, my profile will come up. Shoot me a private message, and I'll be more than happy to refund you what you thought that you were contributing to. And going forward, guys, you know, actually I'm going to make a separate video about that. I don't want to, you know, like cause confusion with Ken's situation in specific. But meanwhile, guys, you know, just strictly, if you guys are donating towards my channel for a very specific reason and a very specific instructions, I encourage you not to do that, because it causes a lot of problems. Just for example, you know, like I have made a series on Mountain Angel Diary Gel, who had asked for an iPhone and a laptop towards the end of her first video, and that video was captured like, I don't know, 3-4 months ago. Since then, she had already received the iPhone and laptop, and had developed a very successful vlog channel on YouTube already. But yet I still have people, you know, like sending me comments and messages, you know, asking if she still needs the iPhone, and they would like to donate an iPhone to her as early as this very morning. So please be considerate. You know, it's just like things don't, you know, like I recorded this very video with Ken yesterday, and then through the confusion and stuff like that, I just thought I'd finish it up this instant, which is the next day. So the timeline and the editing and the actual uploading and stuff like that, most of my videos are not live. As far as Ken is concerned, I try to take as short of a time as possible and upload it as quickly as possible, just to get, you know, like the situation as current as possible. But the rest of my videos are not current. You know, my last upload for the shoe video, you know, like Tony had sent me the $50 like last week or something like that, and I made the video this past Sunday, and I just barely uploaded it, you know, like this this morning, which is a few day, you know, delay. So this is not a live show. So please be considerate of that. And then, you know, like if you're making, again, you know, a donation for a specific reason, you know, don't do that, because, you know, like most of the time I cannot follow your instructions. Either that, or, you know, like whatever the purpose it is that you are making a donation to is already, you know, like been accomplished, or, you know, like there's just so many other reasons that can come up. So but if you want to be generous and just, you know, see a video that you like and you want to support that cause, you know, you're welcome. Again, I never ask. If you want to do it as a grown person and make an independent decision, you're more than welcome to do so. The link is available, but again, I never ask. Most of the stuff that I do, I would do anyway, including Ken. When I first, you know, like met the man, I did not anticipate for his video to be that popular, as my channel is extremely small. And even on the first video towards the end, I didn't promise him anything. I told him I'll upload the video and see what happens. And you know, like either way, you know, it's just like the man was in front of me, even though he's not within the demographic of content that I make. But the man was obviously in a dire situation, and, you know, like me, you know, like I just can't walk away from a situation like that. And I, you know, just reacted to the situation. Nothing was planned, and it just blew up the way it did. So, you know, like I did the best that I can. So if you made a donation voluntarily, specifically towards Ken's flight, you know, and if you feel like, you know, like you want a refund, reach out to me and I will refund you the full amount of donation. And so nobody feels cheated and stuff like that. But going forward, if you guys have a specific instruction, you know, I'm just being redundant here because I just want to be clear, you know, like if going forward, if you guys want to make a donation with us, you know, like specific instructions attached, please don't make a donation, because I won't be able to follow those instructions. Meanwhile, thank you very much, guys. Ken is going home on the 17th. We will be leaving to Thailand this evening on, what's today's date, honey? The 7th. Yeah, Filipino local time, December 7th. We're boarding our flight to Thailand, and we'll be returning on the 15th, right in time for Ken to, I mean, you know, to prep Ken and have him try on the clothes. And, you know, if need be, we'll do some last minute shopping so he can be warm and properly dressed for the weather that is current to Heathrow, where he is landing. So for anybody on you know, like in the Heathrow area that want to volunteer now in, you know, accommodating Ken or picking up Ken and stuff like that, right now it's the time to reach out. And so, you know, like I can coordinate that, you know, immediately. And while in Thailand, I'll still be, you know, coordinating stuff on behalf of Ken. So although I'm stepping away, I'm not fully on vacation. And yeah, and I think that's very important. And I'll still continue to work with Emmanuel at the UK Embassy to identify the specific charity and to receive Ken and stuff like that, just to make sure that he arrives there safe. But either way, he's going home. It is not an option for him to stay in the Philippines as an illegal, where he has zero access to zero resources and everything else. Although his Social Security has been reinstated, he still has, you know, received zero pennies, you know, from the whatever. So I don't know how that system works. It's December 7th. Some told me that, you know, if your birthday is between this and this, you know, like you get paid on the first Wednesday, and if your birthday is between this and that, and your payment will be on the second Wednesday, or, you know, I just don't know how that works. But you know, I'm still diligently working on that, and it's my full intention to, when I drop, you know, when I rent that car and drop Ken off at the airport, I'm gonna give him some pocket money. I'm not gonna say the amount, because I don't want governments and stuff like that to catch wind of this and kind of, you know, take away whatever benefits that Ken has, just to make sure that, you know, if he does in fact have a layover, he would have pocket money to eat, and, you know, like some, you know, like money, or sufficient amount of money when he arrived in London, Heathrow, so he can get around, or just for emergencies and stuff like that. So again, if you feel like you're entitled to a refund, if you want a refund, please reach out to me with a private message, and I will be more than happy to send it back to you, okay? Meanwhile, thank you very much for following my channel and your continued support of my channel. Until next time, see ya.